All right, guys, welcome back. Believe it or not, we started this video. I didn't have the mic on. I jumped up, grabbed the ceiling. I mean, I had a Superman effect going on. But we didn't have the mic on, so AJ said, cut, cut. We're back. The mic's on. We got another Sherp. I can't tell you guys how cool these things are. And I can't tell you guys, but I'm going to tell you guys how deep we're rooted with these in a way that is kind of unfortunate. But anyway, if you've watched us for a little while, you know we had a Sherp. It was camo. It was the smaller version than this one. Seeing this one in person, this is the first time. I captured a little clip of it yesterday as we were closing up. This is the first time I've actually been able to walk around and get inside of it. This one is crazy in comparison. It's really cool. Came from a local customer of ours. I think he bought it new during COVID, which is where most of them got bought, was during COVID. But it's pretty sweet. So here's our connection with Sherp. Sherp comes from overseas. The company, you can drop in a little logo, what country it is or whatever. They called, and we thought it was a scam. This goes back to like, I don't know, 2015, 2016, somewhere in that area. And they said they had these buggies they wanted to bring into the States, and they wanted to have a West Coast and an East Coast distributor, yada, yada, yada. Well, finally, I got the phone call one day because my guys and everybody else answered the phone thought it was just a scam. So lo and behold, I got this guy, and he says, look, we want to come. We want to rent a piece of land. We want to show people what these things are all about. I said, okay. So we got into some depth. I couldn't envision it. My picturing was some type of crazy military vehicle, which, of course, is what it is. They only had like some prototype pictures they sent me. But they shipped 2 of these units into the United States for testing purposes. And my father, luckily he got a chance to have that experience, and my uncle that works for us, both were able to go and actually have a wonderful time spending a day playing with these awesome off-road machines. Came down to it. I'm always looking for a different adventure or whatever. Of course, I couldn't go. I was very happy that they were able to go, and they had a time of their life. My uncle got some pictures, and my dad took some videos, but I don't think his phone was screwed up. I don't think we could ever save them. But the dealer agreement was you had to buy, I think it was 2, might have been 3, but it was $300,000 or $400,000. And it was just a lot of money. It would have cut into our inventory at the time, 10 years ago basically. That would have been a huge hit to our inventory when most of our vehicles only cost 20 or 30 grand back then. So that would have been 15 or 20 vehicles. We couldn't afford to do it. So we didn't do it. And they had a little bit of a slow start, but they caught on, and during COVID, they exploded. We know every person out there that had a business or agricultural something or just had some money to play with went and bought a Sherp. Most of the YouTube influencers bought Sherps, and rightly so. It's a crazy cool vehicle. If you don't know much about them, the tires lower down. They look like they're flat. They inflate themselves automatically just by using the exhaust of the vehicle. It's a diesel engine. It's set up military style with some bench seats in it. They got awesome ladder system, so you can get in and out. You can put your dog up in here, whatever you want to do. But you can throw, I had my old one at our house for my daughter's 16th birthday, and I think we put 12 of her friends in here and rode through the pond. It was pretty cool. But one of the coolest things, even though we missed out on the Sherp dealership, being a distributor and yada, yada, yada for them, one of the coolest things that I can say came from it was we finally ended up with a Sherp. I was a little butthurt for a long time that we were not a dealer, especially knowing that we could have been the whole East Coast region dealer, and we could have held the ground for that. And during COVID, like everything exploded, we could have been killing it. But I finally just tucked my tail, realized we missed out on an opportunity, and got one. And it was a blast. The first time we were able to use it, we had Mav from Mav TV. If you don't subscribe to him, he's an off-grid camping guy. He reached out. He said, hey, I'd like to use your Sherp to camp in. Again, we thought this was some crazy person asking for something. We didn't know. But my guys researched real quick, said, oh my gosh, that dude's got millions of followers. He's a real guy, seems cool. So we said, no problem, come down, let's do it. So he camped in our Sherp, the smaller version of this. He put him a piece of wood in the back. We cut him a piece of lumber. He put a piece of wood in the back. He cooked himself some Brunswick stew. And him and my buddy Alex actually took the thing and for the first time went in the pond and figured out how it worked and got to play with it. And then he spent the night about this time, right? Yep. About this time last year, he slept in the Sherp. The cool thing is it's got a diesel heater in it, so it stayed pretty warm. He woke up the next morning. It was frosted over. He cooked himself some breakfast. He did a little fishing, and he went home. And thanks to my buddy Danny for allowing us to use his farm for that, which is not far from here. It was a little too far to go to our farm. And he was able to use that property. Worked out great for filming. Got some drone footage until the drone hit a tree. And then there was no more drone footage after that. But it was really cool times. But while it was out there at the farm, I was able to meet with Brian and Daniel, both my brothers, their kids, and we had a ball. And we forgot to bring you guys any of this footage. We didn't even make any shorts out of it. But the stuff we do is fun. And this was a fun day. We shot some guns. We ran the RC trucks. And we played with a Sherp. I pulled my nephew behind it. He jumped on a jet ski. We hooked a rope to it. We pulled him out. We pulled him across the pond. I don't think we got much video of when it started rocking. The faster I went, the more that thing started rocking, going across the land. Just about tossed him off. But it was still pretty funny, and we had a great time. I laid down, I took a video getting run over by it, not by the tires, but underneath of it. That was pretty neat. We actually had the first opportunity to have a good time with it, and I had a great time hanging out with them, playing with the Sherp that day, and with the kids and the RC trucks and everything else, and whatever. And the pond was just right for us to climb up the banks. You'll see that video. This thing will traverse pretty much straight up and straight down. It's crazy, the inflation of the tires. The lower you inflate them, the more it articulates the suspension. Because there is no suspension, the tires are the suspension. The centers of these wheels are diesel fuel tanks. You can see a little bit of the engine right here. Easy access. The cabin on this one is far more well laid out than the one we had. Adjustable seats. Manual transmission, of course, all of your rocker switches over there, digital display, heat and AC, escape hatch up top, which also I can't condone, but may be a good area to stick your head out of and sight see ducks. Well, if you're in a marsh and you want to stick your head out there and look around with one of those boomsticks in your hand, it might work for you, and it will get you somewhere. Yeah. If you're game warden, turn this video off now. Disregard that comment. But I don't know why it'd be any different than a boat. It's not an automobile, so I don't think it'd be hunting from a vehicle. But it will get you somewhere that no boat or no mud buggy is going to get you. I can assure you that. This thing will go through the swamp, go through the land, go back through the swamp, go through the ice. Research on here. There's plenty of videos of guys playing with these things, and it's pretty cool. The front's just like the back. It's got a cool fold-out ladder. So not too hard to get in and out of. Like I said, these seats are much nicer. It drives like a skid steer for those of you guys that are kind of technical. You left and right, the way you steer it, just like a skid steer would be. You got a clutch, your gas pedal. You really don't have a brake. It's centrifugal as far as the braking goes. Power kill switch. The inflation system for the tires, again, that's the exhaust. They thought these things out tremendously, and they improved like anything. They started off raw and rough, and the one we had was kind of that way. It was one of the originals, but they have really come a long ways nowadays. This one I'm super excited to go play with. I'm also super excited we have it. Like anything, yes, it is for sale, but in the meantime, you may find it in my garage or at home or down at our farm. But if you're looking for a used Sherp, this is a low-hour unit. I think it's a 2021. I gotta look at the paperwork. And I think the hours are only in the 20 area. So it's low-hour machine. He did not use it much. He's a car collector. This was just something that was on his bucket list. A little bit of news with our other one. The reason we parted with the other one, I never would have, but we did basically a semi-donation for a portion of it to Carolina to a customer of ours that was going to Carolina to do rescue missions with it. And he also had a tow and recovery business, so he could use it in his business as well. So it worked out really good. It went to a good use. It went down there and stayed for about a week helping people in areas off-grid in North Carolina, which was really cool. So we feel like we gave a little bit back, and I'm super thankful to have replaced it with another unit. Windows are already tinted. It's already blacked out. It's everything that we love, as you guys know. The only thing it could have is some polished weld wheels on it or some Davis off-road wheels. But other than that, she's decked out. We're going to play with some of the features. I think we're going to drive it to lunch today. You'll see the other one. Everybody joked about that. We drove the other one to lunch. You'll see the video going down. We also drove it to the service shop to get it serviced. So don't condone driving them on the road, but they will go 30-ish miles an hour, probably. Yeah, I think we might have been going 30, 35. AJ was flanking me, keeping the cops at bay. But we got down there, we got some food. This one right here is a little more comfortable, and on a 20, 30-degree day like it is today with the wind blowing, that heat's going to feel really good. And who knows, if Mav, you're watching, you want to camp in another one, so be it. Any other YouTubers out there want to come experience this thing, hit us up. Send us a message, get in touch with somebody in the office, 804-271-0030. That's 804-271-0030. I don't care if you got 10 million followers or 10 followers. If you want to use some content and we can help you with that, with this unit in doing something we're doing, let's do it. Love to have that. These are awesome for content creation. They're awesome machines. If you got a business and you need a write-off, it is the end of the year. It's a piece of equipment, depending on what your business is. And it's here. And it should look like this unless we happen to roll it over, flip it over, or drop it off the trailer. It should look just like you see it right now, other than a couple extra hours. So thanks, guys. There's a little history of us and the Sherp. AJ hopefully got a bunch of those little clips put in from where we had our little family fun day. And we look forward to making some memories with this one too. Thanks a lot.